long time.
Okay. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to be back.
I think we're live now. I think we are
shoot.
live.
Okay.
Hey, what is good, everybody? If you are just finding this video right later after the show's done, so you can go and jump to the sections that you are interested in checking out. But again, right now we are in the pre-show, so just keep that in mind. We just do some banter and hit up the chat for any questions and comments. So yeah, there you go.
Hey,
Jason Vong, we are back. We are back in business. Is that what it is?
Yeah, where we been? Where have we been? So many Instagram messages. Hey, you guys have a Monday live show today? No, it's Christmas, New Year's.
Yeah,
I'm at CES. 3 consecutive Mondays. 3 consecutive Mondays. So I had to text Danny today. I was like, "Hey, are we doing a live show today?" And he was like, "Yeah."
I was like, I figure we probably can do it at this point. We probably have enough content to cover at this point. I think we should be good. So,
hopefully. I was getting kind of worried because there's no new announcement at CES. So, but
oh
a lot of old topics that we can definitely cover.
Yeah, I think what's funny was all the folks who were waiting on for something for CES, like an A7 III announcement, and I mean Sony. I don't think Sony's ever dropped any big announcements during CES. Have they? Like the E-mount system?
I don't know. I think I think you mentioned that they announced the A7S.
I think that was
right?
during,
or that's something else.
I could have sworn that was like an NAB announcement or something, but
I don't know. You're right. I think like Francisco and I were just like in the hotel room. We're just thinking like, what are they going to announce? And I like trolled. I was like, they're probably gonna announce something about an RX0 or like a RX0 Mark II or something. And lo and behold, right at the start of the presentation was like a freaking accessory attachment for the RX0, and I just started laughing when I heard about that. But I mean,
they're really trying to push that thing, and it has a specific base of people that can take advantage of it, but I don't think it's a camera that everyone get. You're still better off getting like an RX100 Mark V or the action camera, Sony's action cam. That's what I would recommend.
No, they're really pushing for it. So, and it's to be expected that there wouldn't be any new camera announcements, at least in the alpha, because the CES is consumers electronics show, so I would expect them to give more attention to like other products like TVs and whatnot. So
what I was really surprised was the lack of announcements from like Nikon and Canon. Usually Canon has an announcement during CES, like a T6i, T7i model, or even like their 80D or 70D, but they're it's kind of quiet. I was interesting.
Well, Nikon, but
we did get the
sorry, go ahead.
5 though beforehand. But
what did we get? What did we get?
The 18-135.
Oh yeah.
But not many people were very super excited about that.
I was like, damn, a silver A6300 and an 18-135. I honestly didn't see the silver 6300 coming out. That blinded me. That blindsided me. Continue that trend of like amazing lineup color. Here's the thing though, I don't like it because it's just because like the lenses that they make are on black, so you start having like mismatched colors for your camera and your lenses. I don't know, that throws me
off. I'm cool with it. Like it just gives people more option. But
it does.
I'm sure people were hoping for something else and something more. I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. We'll talk more about it in a bit.
Yeah. All right, chat. What is going on here? Let's see. Victor Cologne saying, "Why am I so pixelated in the stream? It's because my internet sucks."
You didn't amp your bandwidth.
Oh man, when I first switched over to Verizon, like my jetpack, it was pretty good, but then lo and behold, I mean, after a few months later, it's just starting to crap out on me. So
oh god, the throttling begins. What is it? Net neutrality. Had to pay extra to stream HD quality on Google Hangouts.
Let's see. Let's see. Pro support. Jason Vong, how did you get into pro support? There's a question on that.
Oh,
what did you need? Did you need 2 full frame bodies, or did they let you slide through?
Hush, hush! You don't need 2 full frame bodies. Well, I don't know. I don't know if they're strict with it now. I mean, but they were like, it's okay, you know.
I mean, you could always just try. The worst they'll say is no, right? I mean, you can just. They want your $100. I mean, sure.
Yeah, last year you don't need to, but I don't know about this year. But just send in an application. But that doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Pro support's been totally worth it. I mean, I just being able to loan stuff out and use it. It's awesome. I mean, it's better than. I use lens rental and I rent stuff out too. I pay for that, but just having access to it, $100 a year, and you can try out different equipment and gear. I think it's worth it if you can get it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you and I made our money's worth just by renting out one lens. So
it's true.
Yeah.
Let's see. H Quality asks, which one to buy, Sony A9 or the A7R III for photography and music videos? A7R III, I would say. We'll be starting the show pretty soon, guys, in about 8 to 9 minutes or so. Right now, we're still in the pre-show mode.
A lot of people are asking about the Ronin S. I can talk about the Ronin S on the live show.
Okay.
Can't talk about it in my video, but I'll talk about it on the live show.
Katie says, no A7S III at CES. Sad face.
No.
Not yet. Let's see. David Osler in the house. Ramon Brito asks, what are your thoughts on the Zeiss 35 f1.4? Well, I just got that in from Pro Support. So we'll be taking a look at it. I just barely got it, so I haven't even... Well, Jason has used it. And On the Brown just dropped $10. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
On the Brown.
Oh, yeah. Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year. We didn't officially say on live show yet.
It's been 2 weeks. Yeah, we haven't had a new show. This is the first show of 2018.
First show of 2018. 2 weeks late. We're only 2 weeks late.
Only 2 weeks late, man. Still a few minutes out before we actually start the show, guys, so just hang tight.
WRX Mike asks, what is the difference between Crane Plus and Crane 2? Crane Plus is pretty much an update from the Crane V2, but the Crane 2 is still the flagship stabilizer by Zhiyun. So the Crane 2 can hold 7 pounds, has a follow focus, while the Crane Plus can hold 4 pounds and can do the POV mode, the new POV mode. So those are the difference between the Crane Plus and the Crane 2.
Yeah, Jason's got that on lock. He knows.
Oh man, dude, I'm like, my knowledge of Zhiyun skyrocketed after the CES. So
that's good.
Pretty much, people who don't know me thinks I work for Zhiyun. So
I mean, you practically do. I mean, at some point, they'll start saying you created the Zhiyun crane.
Yeah,
I've been seeing a sale.
Yo,
there's been a sale on it right now.
$399.
DNH photo.
Dude, that's a ridiculous deal. I don't know if anyone's caught that yet, but damn, I'd pick it up. Doesn't matter if the Crane Plus is out. Damn, that $399 is a sweet deal for the Crane V2.
If you need one, if you need something like that, I think that's good.
Even if you don't need one, it's just good to have. Put a affiliate link down below, Danny. Just give it to them. DJI Ronin S seems like it's going to crush the one-handed gimbals. I don't know about that. Just being biased, but I don't know about that.
I'm going to post a link in the chat right now because Jason Vong told me to. Jason
There we go. It's begun. Get the Zing Crane V2 $399.
Free 99? It's free 99, Jason?
Free 99.
Awesome.
$399.
Shan Moses Kane, thoughts on the Canon 90D? No 4K. That's what I'm going to say. The Canon 90D 4K.
Wait, has it been announced?
No, unless it just gets announced right now, right on the show. But
90D.
Let me check.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't know if we'll have the 4K. Have reasonable doubts myself as well.
Just the 7D Mark II, the 7D Mark III potential announcement. I think that would have it, but Canon's just so reluctant to do 4K. But it is what it is. That's why I shoot Sony now.
All right, I got a few minutes. I'm gonna run to the restroom really quick.
All right, man. Let's see here. Still a few minutes out before we start the show. Hammer on Tube's asking, I need help. Which 2 or 3 lenses would you recommend for the Alpha 6300 or A6000, Sony 35 f1.8 OSS, the 70-18-105, the Sigma 16, or the Sigma 18 to 35 f1.8, or other lenses you have in mind? Thank you. Since you're rolling with the Alpha 6300, I would probably do 18-105 and the Sigma 16mm f1.4. That's what I would do.
Yo.
Hey, what's going on? Scott's World Camper's asking, thoughts on Sony using the A7R III with an APS-C lens only. I shoot video 4K. I've used APS-C lenses on full frame. They work just fine. I actually shot some stuff recently using an APS-C lens I'll talk about later in the video, in live stream.
There we go.
Alan Andrews, I'm confused. First lens I bought for the A7R III was the 85 1.8. Not sure which lens to go with next, the 70-200 or the 24-70 G Master. I would go with the G Master. The 24-70 G Master would be my next lens I would grab at that point. Photomiac is in the house. What's going on? Let's see. Jerson Madrid's asking, why the dark blue room? That's just the room that I have. It's dark blue.
I can make my room blue too.
Okay, all right. With
Actually,
the with the Philip Hughes light. Photomiac says thought the show was canceled.
It is. This is the revival. This is the 1 month reunion show.
It's gonna turn into a one time a month show.
Once a month. We can do a once a month podcast for 4 hours straight.
Oh shoot. I mean, I think we've almost gone like 3 hours on some old shows that we did, man.
Oh my gosh. I don't know.
Damn.
I can't even.
Those were crazy times.
Those are
Crazy times.
Oh my god. Now I just gotta wrap. We gotta wrap in that 1 hour because we gotta make some videos, gotta make some content.
That is true,
Danny.
Hey man, it's 2018. John Lee dropping $2. Thank you, man.
Yes,
appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's gonna pay for some food come WPPI when that rolls around.
Oh yeah, WPPI. We'll be there.
Will you be there?
Yes. If you're going to WPPI, please, please, please get your hotels now because prices will go up. I think it ended up being like $200 a night during CES for hotels. So that is ridiculous.
See, I would imagine CES for sure because it's just huge. But
yeah, they'll capitalize on WPPI. They'll raise that price.
It is 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Thank you for joining us for our Monday live show. If you're just catching the video right now, we're going to go ahead and have some show notes down below. And you can jump and check out the different topics we're going to be covering today. I'm here with my co-host, Jason Vong. Jason Vong, say hi.
Hello.
It's been a while since our last show, but we are back. It's 2018. Happy New Year to everybody out there. But what we're going to be doing today, we're going to go ahead and start off with hashtag new gear. It's our segment that we've been doing all this time. So if you got any new gear in the last few weeks, which I'm sure you have, please let us know in the comments or the chat what gear you just recently picked up. So don't be shy. Just go ahead and let us know. We'd love to know what you just recently purchased. And as far as the main topics we're going to be covering today, we're going to talk a little bit about the Sony 18-135 that was announced some time ago. There was an A9 firmware update. I haven't really had a chance to play around with it all that much, but we'll just talk about it briefly. Definitely the Panasonic GH5s. That's a big one. There was also a really interesting weather sealing test done on the Sony A7R III, the lack of announcements at CES, and maybe talk a little bit about the Z-Mount coming from Nikon. So those are some of the topics we're going to be hitting up this evening. But again, we're going to go ahead and start off with hashtag new gear. So Jason Vong's going to start us off. Hopefully he recently picked anything up. So Jason Vong, any new gear that you've recently?
Right here. This is the new Tetsuya Crane Plus. Picked it up right after the show, after CES is over. So yeah, got the new Crane Plus. Been playing around with it. Haven't got too many chances to actually really test drive it, but that's the new piece of gear that I got. I don't know. I just recently ordered the Rode USB mic, the same one that Danny is using. Literally just picked it up from his one of his links right there. So that will be coming in Monday. I was just shooting a video earlier with the Yeti microphone, and man, it sounded so bad that I just had to like go to Danny's link and just order one off of his kit. So yeah.
Thank you, Jason.
I don't know what else I got that is new. Yeah.
You probably did. You just don't remember.
I don't remember. I lost money at in Vegas. So.
Oh shoot! Did you playing roulette? Is that what happened? Slots.
Playing. Actually, I lost money. Most of my money on slots. I was playing the Game of Thrones slot machines, and they were killer, man. They took like $100 away from me, and I made back some of it from playing roulette and blackjack. But that's about it. I was hoping to get enough money to get an A9 that weekend, but it just yeah, don't gamble, guys.
Oh man. Anything else, Jason, that you recently picked up?
No, I think that's pretty much it. If I remember, I'll shout it out. But what did you get?
Okay, so I picked this up. I've got a new Joby GorillaPod. It's the better version of it, I guess, the more heavy duty version of it. So I went and got this. I have another one, the model lower than this one, but I've always just wanted a really solid Joby GorillaPod, and here we go. I got this. Had a discount on it via eBay. Had like a coupon, so I went and used that. And I haven't really purchased anything as far as like camera gear per se. I've just been doing like rentals for the most part. So I did go through pro support and asked to see if I could go ahead and use the Sony Zeiss 35 f1.4. Haven't had it, haven't used it. So definitely will try to check it out and use it this week. I was hoping to have picked it up earlier to use it for a shoot that I was doing, but did not come in time. And the lens that I'm using right now is the Sigma 16mm f1.4. That's on rental from lensrental.com. Hashtag not sponsored. And yeah, I've been testing that out. So hopefully I'll get a little more testing done and have a video out soon.
You know, because of the potato internet connection that you have, I couldn't even tell you're shooting with a Sigma 16mm 1.4. I was like, no, really. You're shooting with the Sigma. Couldn't even tell.
I blame that potato quality, man. God, I hate that.
My goodness. All right, let's see what the peeps got. Sean King says he got the Sony 7200 G Master, and Joe Tillman has also picked up a 16mm 1.4 himself.
Nice. Chris Trochi?
Yeah.
A7S2 and 16 to 35. Which 16 to 35? Is it the 2.8 or the F4? Dustin Dilworth, RX 100 Mark IV, excellent condition for $450.
Nice. That's a pretty good deal.
Awesome.
Amber Brown, New Gear, Sigma 16mm, Sony 8518, A7R3, and 20L everyday backpack. Amber Brown dropping some dough. Chris, I see Christmas and New Year's been treating you well.
Nice. Nice set there, man. Yeah. Altric Wilson, 5 f1.4 with autofocus.
Evolution of Me, New Gear G85 and 12 to 60, both Panasonic gear, micro four thirds. Matt Fry, New Gear tethered tools kit.
KD awaiting 16mm for ship, waiting for a shipping notification. All right.
Victor Collin, Canon Pro 100 for 150 for 2 of 50mm in rebate, totally worth it.
Man, I've got 2 of those, man. Shoot. They always got some good deals on those. Damn, we're getting a lot. Okay, let's see. It's
Adrian.
Got it, Adrian Photography. Sony 70 to 200 f2.8. My wife was in the bathroom when the UPS guy came today. SMH just got the 24105 f4. Dude, that's the dude. So he like didn't get it. Oh man,
that's horrible. GoRan M3 just upgraded from A5000 to the new 6000 with that Sony hot shoe mic. Planning on getting the Sony 35 1.8 and a camera cage soon. Nice. Should have went for the 6300 though.
In Figueroa, A7R3 and the 85 1.4 G Master.
Nice.
Sweet.
John Lee just picked up 6300 body for $500. Damn, that's a good deal.
Arbitrage.
They definitely missed the arbitrage.
Oh, shoot. AB positive Bulldogs, New Gear Godox TT685S with wireless trigger.
Nice. Sean Paul, New Gear, got the XPS 15, bought it new on sale over the holidays. Didn't have the same problem as Danny. Great so far with Lightroom and Premiere Pro.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, you should know that whatever Danny touches,
Sean King also
it just doesn't work too well.
Sean King also picked up the Luma Power Color Light Meter.
Nice.
Adrian Wankham sold all my Canon gear. And bought an A7R3 and a 128GB card, as well as the Sony 85 f1.8. Dang, made the switch.
Right alongside New Gear Manfrotto monopod, loving it so far. Just bought the Sue-Ray that Jason talked about a few episodes ago, but found a really good deal on the Manfrotto. No regrets. You'll regret it when that Manfrotto topples over. Anyways. Nah, I'm just messing. That Manfrotto's a great monopod.
Oh, I hated mine. All right, Alan Andrews.
Return and get the Sue-Ray now.
But like my Manfrotto monopod just like sinks. Man, just no. Hashtag New Gear, Sony FE28F2, Apple AirPods. Slowly selling off all the Nikon gear.
Nice. Rodell Photo, Sony Zeiss 51.4, Photolex Light Reach. Hey, how did you get that? I thought that was back ordered. And some Rotolight AEOS. I don't even know how to pronounce it. But Team Gas. Hell yeah.
David Johnson, hashtag New Gear, Sony A9, Think Tank Trifecta 10, Sony VCG3M battery grip and the Hold Fast Moneymaker, and the Sony FE28mm f2.
Yeah, high five on the Trifecta 10. That's some good stuff right there. Let's see. Roberto Lindo, new gear, peak design, everyday sling 10L black. That is damn sexy. I have that bag.
John Louis Imperial, Sony A7R3 and the 85 1.8.
Nice. Photo me, I Panasonic G85. You're trolling us, man. You're just trolling us right now. What's going
on? Shoot. Just keep going, Jason. Go to the next one.
Okay, Eli says new gear RX10 Mark IV. And Travis Verrett, Sony A6000. And
Roberto Lindo, new gear A6300 with kit lens for 730. Got also the 30mm f2.8 from Sigma.
The 13th Dilemma, 6500, 18105, and 3518.
Alex Sandoval, hashtag new gear, a dartboard.
Lynn Swinford, new gear, and I lost it. A7R3, 7200 2.8, 90mm macro, 85 1.8, 24 to 105 f4, A6300, and an iMac 27-inch. Calm down, Lynn. Damn.
Not the iMac Pro. Come on.
Oh, yeah, that's the only thing that's missing. You need an iMac Pro 18 core. Oh, damn, that's some heavy purchase right there.
Ness Zeus, new gear unboxing, peak design stuff at the moment. Slide light capture V3 with plates, pouch, 5L, 20L, all black.
Wow. Oh my gosh. And Danny just went black.
Oh, am I gone? Did my battery die? Did it overheat?
Oh no.
I think I'm having some overheating issues here. Hang on, guys. Jason, just keep going.
It's only in the wintertime, dude. What's going on? Raphael, my gear, A6500, A6300 got stolen. Oh shoot! But just picked up a 6,000 last week to get back on my feet while funding another A6500. Ouch! Let us know, what's the story, man. What's going on? How did you get your 63 and 6500 stolen? David Oster got the Moza Aircross gimbal. Very nice. I'm the Brown, new gear. Forgot I also got the 24 to 105. Man, everyone is getting that 24 to 105.
Dang it. Should have got it. I
don't know. Ryan Fastley, 16 to 70 or 18 to 105 for videos and a bit of video. 16 to 70. Alex Sandova, selling gear. Hey, this is new gear, not selling gear segment. But he is selling the 16 to 70 f4 with a 51.8 and a 55 210. What was that?
Funny. Dang, I think my A6300 just died. That's not good.
Oh, died in what way? Just like no batteries, or
I just popped in a new battery. It's not working.
Completely kaput. Oh shoot.
We just had an A6300 just die on me right now. It's awesome.
Oh no. R.I.P. R.I.P. On the live show, man. You should just have a live show. Rest in peace, A6300.
All right, we're coming back. Here we go.
Did you use a different camera?
I just tried a different battery.
Okay.
I had them charged. I don't know what happened. So hey, what's up, everybody?
Okay, Danny's
back. It's a great way to start off the year. All right. Did we get through I think most of them?
I think we got through most of them.
All right. Dude, we got some. You guys are awesome, by the way. Those of you still hang out with us even after being gone for so long.
Yeah, I know. We do apologize.
I thought when we came back, I was like, man, we haven't done this in a while. It's going to be like 5 people on the line.
We have 108 people watching. That's insane. Thank you guys.
Never say that, Jason. It's always going to drop after you say that.
Oh, I mean, like now we're only down to 106. So
see, I told you. Anytime you mention that, people are just gonna disappear.
It's cool. It's cool. No worries.
All right. Okay. So, folks, we're gonna go ahead and jump into our news topics right now. So yeah, let's just go ahead and do this. Jason Vong, did you know a new lens was recently announced from Sony, maybe like a couple weeks back? Did you know about that?
Yeah, I couldn't believe that got announced before CES, and it didn't even like get announced during the Sony press event. But yeah, there's a new lens and there's a new color for the 6300. But I think the new lens is kind of like the bigger deal because it's the first APS-C by Sony, first APS-C lens by Sony in a long, long time, right?
Yeah, it's apparently it's been over 4 years, almost 5 years since they've actually had an 8.
Are you kidding me? Does anybody know what was the last APS-C lens by Sony that came out?
Yeah,
Sony or Zeiss? Just throw it out there. What was the last one?
There's just been no love for the APS-C crowd. So, you know what, really, I understand why people are frustrated, because it's been this long and you would hope that they drop something. And I think most folks that are kind of in the market were looking for an f2.8 zoom lens, and you know, they didn't get one. So, Jason, what kind of lens do you think Sony should have dropped?
I don't know. Maybe like, you're right. I think something like a zoom lens, 17 to 55 2.8 would have been something that we would have liked, because the 18 to 135 is just a very similar range to the 18 to 105 f4, and this just seems like a more upgraded kit lens that we didn't exactly really need. But what is your thought on that?
I could barely hear it, man. I had to drop my video quality to potato because
no. Oh man, what a bad start to 2018.
Oh, this is foreshadowing. This is not good. This is not good.
Hopefully we'll even get to like 7:30.
It's funny because I think I'm almost at my data cap, so we'll see. Hopefully I'll make it before the end of the show.
As long as you still sound good.
Yeah,
just do all voice.
Yeah, we don't even need video, man. Just not necessary.
That's just
so what was your main point about the 18 to 135? I couldn't catch it.
So just really quickly, I feel like this is a lens that we don't really need, because there's already an 18 to 105, and there are a few kit lenses out there that kind of supply that in that range already. So having that 18 to 135 to me doesn't feel really necessary. Something that we would have wanted was probably like a 17 to 55 f2.8 for the APS-C line. But what do you think?
Yeah, I think that'd probably be the best way to go, considering the amount of time that's been from this. You know, you could say you've had this much time, Sony, to get a really high quality lens out for the prosumer and enthusiast. But the 18 to 135 is kind of like, the way 18 to 135 seems like a lens they should have released later on. But they really needed a really nice f2.8 lens.
Even then, it's just so similar to the 18 to 105 at that same price range. It's just
right.
Like it's just people would probably go for the 18 to 105 for that constant f4. But
yeah, like I would say, don't get this lens at $598. Pick this lens up when it drops in price. So I see this lens going down to $400 eventually and being bundled a lot. So wait on that. Get the 18. I would recommend the 18 to 105 f4. Hands down.
I mean, it's a great lens, but just at this time, it's not very necessary.
Yeah. All we can do is really just wait on a third party. So Sigma and them making lenses is all we've really got right now. So get to it, Sony. Come on now.
Let's see here. A lot of people are pretty much saying the same thing in the comments. People are talking about
those of you that are there. I mean, what did you want? I mean, if you're an APS-C user, which most of you might be, what kind of lens would you have wanted to come out? Did you want a prime lens? Did you want an f2.8 kind of lens? I know some people are probably going to ask for like an f2 or an f1.8 zoom lens, but those things would be massive, just like the 18 to 35 Sigma. But what did you really want, as far as the lens goes?
So Wingbird says Sony should have dropped a 16 to 55 f2.8 and a 50 to 150 2.8. Vegan is saying the same thing. Scott's Wow Camper says 100 to 300 f4 APS-C.
Shoot.
Yeah. Dustin Dilworth and Serenity Photo says they wanted a 10 to 18 f2 or f2.8, something like that. I've never really seen like a wide angle lens at like an f2,
like a zoom lens, right? Those are kind of tough to come by.
And most 2.8, but I haven't seen a zoom lens that wide at f2. So
I would imagine Sigma doing something like that. I would see them doing that first than anybody else.
Right. Right. But I think Sigma's kind of definitely roll out with the primes first before they touch the zoom.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Roberta Lindo. Maybe an updated version of the 18 to 105.
That's not bad either. I mean,
like an updated version.
Maybe faster.
In what way? Like, yeah, 2.8?
Or 3.2, 3.5. I don't know, just something a little bit faster. That'd be interesting.
Raphael says 3 words: fast zoom lens. And Amber Brown says, you haven't given a thumbs up yet. Do so now. Thank you, Amber Brown, for reminding us. Alex Sanova says 16 to 70 f2.8. So yeah, pretty much. I think a lot of people are just agreeing with us that Sony just needs like a fast zoom APS-C lens that's an f2.8 at the very, very least, f2.8. So, you know, here's to WPPI or NAB to surprise us that there will be an APS-C 2.8 coming soon, and this is just one of the many APS-C lenses that are coming out.
Maybe it's like maybe they announced their A7 III at WPPI. Who knows? Yeah. During that time.
Awesome.
All right. We're going to go ahead and jump quickly to our next topic here. We got the Sony A9 firmware update. You know what's funny? I saw this update. It was posted on Sony Alpha Rumors. I was just getting so excited. I was like, hell yeah, finally. Sony get a firmware update on the A9. And then I started reading it closer. I was like paying more attention to it. So I did the firmware update on my A9. And I for whatever reason, I thought it said you now have the ability to rate your photos with the with a direct button, because the A7 III can do it, but the A9 can't. And so I was like, yeah, I'm super excited, got it updated. And then I pressed the I tried to program it, did nothing. And then I read it closely. It said you can now protect the image by pressing the button. You can't rate the images at all. So you can't give it a star from 1 through 5, but you can now just click and protect the image right from the button. Gotta be kidding me. You know, it's you got flagship camera here, sports camera. The protect option is fine, especially for those of us that are using Photo Mechanic to ingest the images, because Photo Mechanic will read the protected images. Now, I haven't tried it yet, but Photo Mechanic does read protected images and tags those, but I don't think Lightroom does. I could be wrong. If anyone knows, you can let us know in the comments. But
yeah, that's something that I'm having issues too. It doesn't show you the rated photos until you import into the Lightroom catalog.
Yeah. So yeah, they say there's some autofocus improvements with the Sony A9. That was something that they mentioned, and also autofocus continuous stability while you zoom the lens. They also mentioned some improved overheating warning accuracies and just overall stability improvement. So we'll definitely test out the A9 and shoot a bit to see if there's been any improvements in terms of autofocusing. But I've been pretty happy with it, so I don't know how I can tell.
Damn, it seems like they really missed the mark by not adding the stars. Like, so before they didn't have that protect functionality on the A9, you're saying?
It has the protect function, but you couldn't just press a button automatically. Now, if you preview, before you couldn't map the protect option to a button, but now you can. It's a great middle. It's a good compromise versus not having it. But to not have the ability to rate the photos is just kind of weird. I mean, they gotta have it. I don't know why it's taking too long to do that.
But in a way, you can still start culling through the photos on your A9 with that protect function. That way, when you take it into Photo Mechanics, you can see which photos that you've.
I believe protected. I believe so on import. Sean King is confirming that it works fine with Photo Mechanics. So, but yeah, when you import, you can quickly find the tagged images.
Okay, so at least you can tag the image that, you know, the ones that you want before that import process. So that to me is okay, I guess, but
just get on that Photo Mechanic, man. Thing's super fast.
All right, I'll get Photo Mechanics. Can you batch rename with Photo Mechanics?
No, Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't see why not.
Let me know, man.
I know
Drop
Bridge.
some dough for it.
Bridge does
Bridge
it. I
is
mean,
so slow, man. I just tried like importing, try to like do like a batch rename on Bridge, but it just takes so slow for it to like load up previews for like videos and photos. It's just like I don't even need it to render the previews. I just need to be able to rename the files, but I don't think there's like any sort of thing I can do through the preference to do that. But anyways, that's
Sean King's dropping knowledge here, man. You can rename with photo mechanics. So
okay,
yeah.
thank goodness. Sean King. Does it work with videos too, or just photos?
I think it only just takes in photos.
Okay, so Sean King says it works great with photo mechanics. You can batch rename with it, and it's a must if you're going through a lot of photos. Yes. How much is photo mechanics, Danny?
I don't know, like $100 maybe, but I got mine during like Black Friday.
Oh,
and there's usually pretty good sales. So
missed it. Damn it.
I think they were gonna give me some free codes to give out at some point, but I never. That thing kind of fell through because I was so busy. So
Dang, get that that free code. Come on.
Dave Sincere is asking, would you need photo mechanic if you're using Capture One Pro? I think Capture One's pretty quick already.
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
I don't think it's a must. And I think photo mechanic is for those that are shooting that like you're shooting a lot of photos.
Weddings,
and I mean
sports.
Plus images, I would say would probably be it.
Okay. So
Riddell photo. Yeah.
I just have to wait another 11 months for it. It's cool.
Sounds perfect, man. All right. Okay, man. I think we're on to the Panasonic GH5s. I mean, it's not Sony news, but kind of want to get Jason Vong's thoughts on. I have some thoughts on the GH5s. I haven't used it, obviously. It hasn't been in my hands, so I can't really talk too much about it. Maybe Jason Vong had a chance to play around with it during the blackout at CES, testing out the low light capabilities of the Panasonic GH5s. So, Jason, did you hear about the Panasonic GH5s?
Yeah. So,
and did it catch your fancy? Did it pique your interest?
You know what, man? I wanted to check it out at CES, but they didn't have it. They didn't have it at the show. You couldn't demo it at the show. We literally walked up to the reps and we're just like, what's the camera section of the Panasonic at the Panasonic booth? And they're like, no, we don't have the GH5s here. And I was like, what? You announced it at CES, but it's not here to demo? That's ridiculous.
I heard some people got their hands on it there, man. There are some tech people that got it. So
yeah, there are people who got it, but it wasn't at CES for like consumers like me to try it out. So I was going undercover. I had to like pretend I'm a ninja, walk into the Panasonic booth and it's like, psst, psst, hey, you had the Panasonic GH5s?
Hey, those of you listening in, by the way, while we talk about the GH5s, what are your thoughts on it? Did it pique your interest? What did they do well, not do well? And would you have considered switching over to the GH5s from Sony? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you guys all do out there, but yeah, I would love to know what you guys have to say about it.
I think a lot of people have been saying that the low light performance still isn't quite on par with like an actual full frame camera or even APS-C. I mean, like I think it rivals APS-C at the very least, but if you want like better low light performance, you would want to go for like a full frame, and especially the A7S too.
I mean, I saw some footage that people were posting on it. It looked good. I mean, I think it's a very capable camera. I've had the same saying that for since the GH4, GH5. It's a really great video camera. I mean, it has all those potential features that you need. And the low light stuff's really good. I think it's just considering the fact that this tiny sensor can perform at the same level as potentially an APS-C camera body is actually really damn good. I just don't, obviously I wouldn't expect it to perform at full frame levels, but people were saying, hey, you can use Metabone Speed Booster to kind of compensate for the low light. You'll even get even further with the GH5, the GH5s. But I think the big elephant in the room that everyone's kind of talking about is the IBIS.
Yeah.
So Jason Vong, your thoughts on a missing?
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, like, have they issued any statement in regards to why the IBIS is removed? Because to be honest, their in-body image stabilization on the GH5 was so damn good. It's rock solid. Better than Sony, but don't tell them I said that. But yeah, like it's rock solid. So I don't know why they have to remove it, because it just seems like it would make it like an unstoppable camera. It's like we want the perfect camera, but you still wouldn't make it perfect. You want to take away something that's like to make it imperfect. That just doesn't make sense to me. Like why do that?
I think it had to do with the dual circuitry, because they had to, in
They
order
have to make room for it.
Yeah, in order for them to have two base ISOs at 400 and 2500, they had to put in two dual circuitry or something of that sort, and or they couldn't fit that into the system with the actual IBIS. And I think the sensor is actually bigger than Micro Four Thirds slightly. I think it's slightly bigger as well, but here's the catch. Here's the thing that I just was running through my mind about the GH5s. Is that I don't think just like the Sony A7 II, the Sony A7S II, and the A7R2, the GH5s was not a replacement for the GH5. It was a secondary camera, a part of their line, and I understand the frustration people are having because it's lacking the IBIS, but the GH5 has only been out for about a year. The S series was really focused on the sensitivity, the low light. What people are looking for is a potential GH6, right? Panasonic GH6 in the future, which this isn't. So the GH5s is going to have a very particular user base. But you know what? Something else they really could have hit on, I think, would have compensated for maybe bad IBIS when not having IBIS, was the autofocusing. And that wasn't improved either, Jason. It seems.
Yeah. I mean, the way I see it is the GH5s really just isn't really meant for anyone coming in, for anyone who's planning to switch over to the GH5, but more for people who already own the GH5.
Yeah.
So people who have the GH5 already, who's looking to add the GH5s for that light capability, it's just going to be an additional camera for them for their workflow.
Yeah. I don't think it was necessarily the perfect run and gun camera system. Although if you're going to use lenses that have stabilization, I think it's still a very valid camera to use. There's nothing.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It doesn't mean the camera's bad. It's just you have to work around it. I mean, think about it. The DSLR crowd, we've been dealing with when I've had the Canon cameras, there wasn't any IBIS to begin with, so we had to deal with lenses and all this stuff. So there's also gimbals. I mean, you can utilize those if you need it.
And GH4 didn't have IBIS either, so
it did, and didn't make it a bad camera. It's still a solid camera today. So yeah, I understand the frustration, and I think you're gonna have to wait for a GH6 to get some of those pertinent features that people want. So
yeah, they'll probably include it then.
Especially hopefully they can get their autofocus nailed, and I think that camera's gonna be, it'll be a few years out, 2 to 3 years out.
So Danny, the Camera Store TV is watching us right now. What's up, guys? The Camera Store TV is here in the house, and they said Panasonic did have the GH5s at CES. In fact, they wanted us to produce a review, and they took a GH5 home on the behalf of Panasonic. Damn.
Why not Jason Vong? You can't go wrong with Jason Vong.
They're not gonna give it to me. They're like, they know me. They're like, you're the Sony guy. And they got their pitchfork ready to chase me out.
I think that would have been great. You know, you could make some comparisons with their equipment, man. That'd be awesome.
No way. Can't compare to the Camera Store TV, man. They're gonna make some great stuff with that. So we look forward to the review, guys.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would be not a really good person with the GH5. I mean, I haven't really used the system in a while, so I'll leave it to the experts to dig in deeper.
Yeah, definitely. But definitely the GH5s weren't available for, at least for me to try. But I'm guessing it was available for people, the press guys, to give it a shot.
You know, I really was hoping the GH5s would have a much more complete system with the IBIS and everything to give the other companies a run for its money. Now the Sony camp is just waiting for A7S III announcement. I think that's what's on everyone's horizon right now. So is it going to be any better? 4K 60p? I think that's what we're all hoping for.
Cool. So let's see here. Leanne says, on its own, the GH5s, no IBIS doesn't mean it's bad, but why remove it or why announce a new camera?
like we were saying, I think it's for a very specific use case for individuals that need that, and
Yeah.
will work. Or if you know how you're going to use the camera, I think it's a benefit having that low light capability. So
Yeah.
I think people just wanted like a dual camera, like this camera that. And the truth is, there's no perfect camera. There's not. I don't think there will ever be one. So it's just, you know, I think they're just doing their best to pull as much as they can from a Micro Four Thirds sensor. So it's a step in the right direction.
Danny, how do you feel if Sony put out the A7S III, 4K 60, no IBIS? That would be a nightmare, man.
Well, this is a good thing, right? So you see this reaction. So hopefully other manufacturers will pick up on this, that you need to keep the IBIS in the camera. So I don't know. The A7S series is already doing really good with low light. So I don't think there's really a necessity to do like dual base ISOs, for example, to accommodate for that. But that'd be really bad if they took the IBIS out.
Woo!
That's if they can get the 4K 60p, man. If they can do it, good on them.
They gotta, man. They just gotta. Hopefully.
All right. We're going to move on to the next topic here. Jason Vong, would you ever put your Sony A7R III out in the rain and use it in the rain?
I've done it once with my A7S II. It works fine. So, ooh, yeah, I would trust my A7S III to be out there. But according to the show notes, you would say otherwise.
So there was this video, if you guys didn't catch it, I think it was posted by it was posted on Sony Off Rumors, and it was done through Imaging Resource, but they were testing a variety of cameras. They had a 5D Mark IV, a D850, I think an Olympus, and they also were testing out the A7R III, and they're kind of dousing it kind of like a rain shower, I guess using a hose or something. And it looked like the other cameras did just fine through the gauntlets of testing they did, but the A7R III had some malfunctioning problems. It looked like water had seeped into the actual battery compartment of the camera. So they were dousing it through the top, and they were saying, why is there water inside of the battery compartment when, yeah. In other words, basically the seals didn't hold itself too well. But I would not be using my A9 or A7R III in direct rain. I would... I wouldn't. I mean, I had a 1D Mark III at some point, and I was shooting track and field, and I did shoot in the rain while it was pouring with a 1D Mark III and the Sigma 12300. Didn't have any problems, but I wouldn't trust the Sony E-mount right now. So,
I mean, I shot in the rain with the A7R II. It held up fine, so it wasn't a big deal.
Man, you like to live dangerous. Very dangerous.
I didn't have a choice, man. I was like, I'm out there already, and I had to shoot this concert, and started raining. I was like, oh crap! Well, better like, I just pretty much put my hand on top of the hot shoe, just to like cover it from the rain. But aside from that, no real damage has been done to the A7R II.
It won't sweep up until much later on in its life, you know. But I think you know what I do like about that test though is that it's a good wake up call for Sony to really try and improve the weather sealing on their cameras. Though I don't think it's a pass. These are very expensive cameras still, and if they can improve the weather sealing in any way, that's always going to be a benefit for users. So they really need to really step their game up with their weather sealing and just make their cameras a little more durable. That's all I can really say about that. So.
Mm-hmm. And people in the chat are saying use camera covers.
Yep, you got to use camera covers when you can.
PD camera covers. Use sleeves. I gotta get me some of those. I think there's a wedding that I shot that we were completely unprepared for the rain, so I had to like hold the umbrella next to my main shooter for a wedding just to protect our cameras.
Sean King, thanks for that. Thanks for mentioning that. Shot 3 rainstorms and 2 snowstorms covering sports, football, and soccer, and no issues with both of his A9s.
Nice.
Awesome. Good to hear that.
Cool, man.
Andy Midside says, at least it's not overheating in the rain. Oh, shoot. I think that's going to kind of wrap it up. We're almost at the end. Folks, if you have any other questions for us that you'd like to throw up there, let us know in the little chat.
Hashtag QA.
Yeah. Hashtag QA if you want us to tackle some questions before the show kind of wraps up for us. Evening. One other thing I wanted to talk about, I guess, very briefly. We don't use Nikon, so I'm not really a good person to talk about it. But for those of you wondering, it looks like the potential for a full-frame mirrorless system's coming out for Nikon hopefully soon. They're calling it the Z-Mount potentially. So for those of you that are still with Nikon, might be some full-frame out there for you, full-frame mirrorless. But the thing that I'm thinking about it is if there was a way they could use their current lens lineup to use it on the Z-Mount, but it looks like you're going to have to obviously get new lenses potentially. So
maybe there'll be an adapter for it.
If there is, hopefully it works out really well. Yeah, that's going to do it. So just drop some questions in, folks, if you got some questions for us.
All right. So Dave Sincere says, hashtag QA. I'm thinking my next lens should be a 7200 for Sony. That thing is like $2,300. Is it worth it? Damn, 2,300 only? Bought mine for 2,600. So hell yeah,
I think it's
that's
if you're using it, obviously if you know you need that focal range and that f2.8, yeah, absolutely. And I think it's just a solid lens that you can always rely on in terms of its focal length and range. It's like a standard lens that you could be happy having, right? So is it worth $2,300? Got to pay for that. There's no other alternative other than the F4 7200 right now.
Wingbird asks, QA, which is expected to drop first, the A7S III or the A7 III? You know what? I'm going to put my bets on the A7S III, but considering my luck in Vegas, I might be wrong.
The Alpha 6700 first is going to drop before those two cameras.
Oh my God. That'd be ridiculous. Eli asked if is the RX10 Mark IV weather sealed? Danny, do you happen to know?
That's a good question. I think they are weather sealed.
Nice.
Yeah, they have weather sealing. I just don't know how good it is.
John Paul asked, when will TCS TV join in on a live show? I don't know.
Was that the actual?
No, apparently it's TV? Not.
Like, is there a way to check? Is there how?
Yeah, we went to their channel and it's just like 0 subscribers. So sad. I was like, these guys don't know who we are. Let's see here. Sean King says 7200 G Master is worth it.
Nick K. Did you see anything cool at CES camera wise?
I think a lot of people have been asking me that, but honestly, it's just there's not really much camera stuff going on. It's a lot of drones, a lot of gimbals. Definitely, like the gimbal stuff are just definitely huge at this year's CES. No, not really.
Okay, so I want to ask you: have you ever been to a CES? Was this your first time?
It's my first time.
Was it what you expected? Is my question. Like, what did you think it was going to be like when you went, and what was it like when you actually went? That's what I want to know. That wasn't it.
It was definitely a lot more than I have expected. Like you there's just so many things going on at CES that the convention itself couldn't hold everything. There was like things that pour out to like the Las Vegas Strip as well. So it's just impossible to see everything. So whatever the guys show you on their CES coverage on like the bigger tech YouTube channels, they're not even showing like 20% of what's going on at CES. So everything that you would see there is just so overwhelming. So that was very unexpected for me, at least. But yeah.
So thumbs up?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Okay.
Thumbs up. Apparently, it's very easy to get in. I thought it'd be a lot harder, but anyone could just really apply to get in. Danny, you should have just went.
All right. Audio just went up like for like 6 seconds. I did not hear anything.
Oh, I'm just saying. I feel like anybody can just get into CES because, you know, you just have to be associated with like, you know, whatever it is that you need to do. It just have to be tech related, and you could have gone in yourself, Danny.
Okay, next time.
Get yourself to CES.
Okay. All right, let's see some other questions here. AB Positive Bulldogs Q&A. Shooting a company party for a friend with the A6000. What lens do you recommend? I can use for most of the events, so I'm not constantly swapping out lenses. I'm looking into the Sony 16-70 f4. I would say that's not a bad lens choice. I think if you just add a flash, I think you're good to go. I don't know. That's just my suggestion. Jason Vong?
Cool. No, that's it. That's a good one right there.
Yeah, I would try to tack on a flash. That'll make sure you can get adequate lighting. Here, Q&A. Do you guys use the Wacom tablet? What do you think about it?
Love it. I do. It's been saving my wrist.
I had one. I don't know where it went. It's been 5 years now or something.
Oh my God. It's just gone.
I've had it for. It's not even like a Wacom tablet, but I've had one of those things for like over 10 years now. So I don't know.
I have them. They're awesome. I love them.
Camera Store TV's back on here again. Oh,
yeah. So apparently Panasonic mailed the GH6 prototype with 40.1 megapixel APS-C crop sensor, and they're waiting for that package. Damn, these guys are just getting the mad hookups. Damn.
Is that the GH5R?
Yeah. 40 megapixels.
What if they announce a GH5R? That'd be crazy.
GH5R, GH5s. It's coming, man. It's coming.
Folks, if you're just catching the show right now, we are towards the end of it. We're in the Q&A section. I'll try and post show notes later on if you want to catch the show at a different time. So right now we are on Q&A. John Lee's asking, what do you think about the Rokinon 14mm f2.8? It's $499 right now at BH Photo Video. What are your thoughts?
I haven't used it myself personally, but I've seen people who bought the lens and returned it because it wasn't sharp enough.
There you go. I have no experience with that particular lens, so I can't speak too much on it. What Sony lens were you most excited about, but when you got it, you were like, meh? Ooh, that's an interesting question. Jason Vong, is it your 135 f2.8? You know it's that lens, right?
I forgot I had that lens. I'll tell you that.
See, I knew it. It was the 135 f2.8.
It's been a week. It's been a week. I don't even remember I had that lens. Maybe 2 weeks or more. Like seriously, I don't even know where I put it.
A lens I got that I was excited for. That's a good question. Shoot. Maybe it was the 35 1.8 OS for me. I think that was I got that really early on. I still have it. I got it because I was like, yeah, I need a 35 1.8 OS because I had the 6300. That was the first Sony cameras are. And I just wasn't like super excited about it. It was just a necessity of a lens, and now I don't use it often. I mean, obviously because I have full frame cameras, but yeah, that was the one for me.
Troy X, Jason, did you get a chance to check out the Crane Plus at CES? Took one home too, man.
Tag the Shooter says, Q&A, thanks, Jason. I almost bought the Zhiyun Crane V2, then I said it wasn't the Zhiyun Crane 2.
What? I don't get it.
I'm not
almost
sure.
bought the 2, then I saw your video. You said it wasn't the Crane 2. Oh, okay. Yeah. I know that the naming convention is like very confusing.
All right, Roberto Lindo, which is the best prime lens for portraits on the Alpha 6300, the 50 f1.8 or the 85 f1.8?
85.
The 85 would be the better bet to go, but the 50 would give you better working room, in my opinion. But 85 will obviously be my recommendation, but the 51.8 OS is really good.
Zoom Chris, 28 to 70 for videos and stills events. How fast and how sharp is it? Wait, I thought you moved on to Fuji.
Have that one. It's not super sharp. Well, either the one I got's kind of messed up or something, but I didn't find it very sharp. Shot some group pictures, and the edges were not very sharp. And I was shooting like at f8 or something like that. So, yeah, it's probably for video. It's okay for stills if you really want sharp images. I think.
Would you say just to go for the 24 to 70 by Zeiss then?
I would think so. I didn't need to use
it. The 24 to 105.
That's true. 24 105 is also consideration, but those are definitely out of different price ranges.
Ian, did you guys already talk about the Ronin S? No, damn it, I forgot.
Okay, let's go for it.
What I don't know. What do you guys want to know? Well, I played with the Ronin S, and they were very vague about the payload and the price. So it seems like it could support like heavy cameras, like the Crane 2, like a 5D Mark IV with a 24 to 70 and a Sony 24 to 70. So it can fit all of that, but they didn't give a specific payload for it. And another thing is that I couldn't invert the gimbal. You know how I would normally use the Crane. I could invert it to get like a lower perspective, lower angle of things. I couldn't do that with the Ronin S, and that could be either A, I didn't know how to use it, B, it's not possible on a prototype yet, or C, it just doesn't exist at all. So would definitely see. The only positive thing I really see that I saw about the Ronin S was that the motor doesn't block the screen of your camera. But aside from that, another thing that bugged me about the Ronin S was the joystick. The joystick is very similar to the controller of the drone, so it was kind of awkward on it being on the one-handed gimbal. So it just they might switch it out for the final version of it, but as of right now, as a prototype, it didn't seem like it worked that well, or it wasn't comfortable, or I don't know what I'm talking about.
Jason will have a video on that and kind of go over more detail.
Yeah, hopefully I can touch one.
Amon's asking, I just got an Alpha 6300 and have already outgrown the kit lens. Any suggestions for a first prime? Thinking between a 50mm 1.8 and the Sigma 30 f1.4. Should be considering. What do you think, Jason?
I would go for the 31.4 to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's the best middle ground between those two. Yeah, I would go with the 30.
Q Tran asks, I'm a Canon 1DX2 guy. Worked on the Crane 2 and a small HD focus with a dual handle rig. What do you guys use? Crane Plus and A7R 3.
Yeah,
18, think I have 55, 85.
Yeah. I think I have the V2 model. I don't even know which one I have.
If it's thick, it's 2. If it's not thick, it's skinny, it's the V2.
Yeah, let's just say V2. Yeah, it's a V2. Dang, I've been kind of daydreaming about getting a 1DX Mark II, man. Ah, jeez. I gotta stop.
Oh, no.
I was like, man, maybe I could just go back to Canon, just leave Sony, and just go back to Canon 1DX Mark II.
You just sold all your Canon gear, man. What are you doing?
I still got some Canon lenses. I haven't got rid of all of them yet.
Oh, okay. Well, open auction right now. Giveaway.
Photo Miax asking, what is your next video? Any updates?
I'm working on a CS recap video, so that's currently what's going on behind me.
Or just the wallpaper?
Just the wallpaper. Okay. There we go. Oh, it's hard to see, but yeah, it's a work in progress.
There you go. Hopefully I'll have like a video on the 16mm f1.4 Sigma and potentially a Sony Zeiss 35 1.4, maybe. Those are the two I'm looking at right now.
Chris Bart, Panasonic did do a G9 last year, and Kai Wong says the GH5s also use a Sony sensor. QA, will the Crane V2 be enough to support an A7R3 with a 16-35 f4? Yes.
Dave, since
what happened?
I was wondering if oh no, that question wasn't to us. Let's see here.
Nick K. Jason, can Crane Plus do follow focus for Sony now? No, Crane Plus does not do follow focus, only the Crane 2. Zoom Chris says, I hate the Zeiss F4, sold it. Thanks, guys. No problem.
I think those are all the major questions.
So Q-Trans says, I got the Ronin S to fit my Canon 1DX Mark II at the DJI booth at CES 2018, but the clearance over the X-axis seems sketchy. Wow. I'm surprised they let you mount other cameras onto their prototype, but that's cool. That's good to know. It's definitely going to have a bigger payload on the Ronin S.
People keep asking about the video quality on my end. My internet just sucks, so there's not a lot I can do about it. I really wish I could improve the quality. It is what I even, that's why I changed services just to try and improve the quality. But it's the best I can do. It's the best I can do.
Because your data,
I pretty much just dropped 15 gigabytes on the jetpack, and it should be enough. I just dropped it because the speeds are so slow, and then it seemed like the connection was breaking out, so I just lowered my resolution down. I'd rather get the audio through than just lose the video feed altogether. So yeah, it's okay. Jason Vong's extra crispy, so it's all good. That's all that matters.
I make it work, so no problem. 13th dilemma. Jason, best wide angle lens for 6500 Sigma 16mm 1.4. Yeah, either that or 10-18 f4. If you need something a little wider.
Yeah.
Adrian says, I'm using the A7R3 with a 24-105 on the original Crane. Damn. Nick K says, thank you for your time, guys. P.S. I sell cameras at Best Buy and always recommend your channel to people buying Sony. Nick K, you're awesome, man. Thanks. P.S. Hook it up with the open box deals.
You shouldn't have said that, man. You just doxed them.
Jason Sear, would you recommend a 10-18 f4? I do. I use it. It's good, and Danny uses it all the time.
David Osler, you look nice and soft. Very
Yeah, that's good because you see a lot of my
interesting.
blemishes right now. I have the 55. All right, got some hot news. Got some hot news from Camera Store TV. Nikon is planning on releasing their two new entry-level DSLRs, the 5700 and 3500 with 4K 28 megapixels APS-C crop sensor. Damn. These exclusive news I can't handle.
Thoughts on Canon and Nikon releasing like compact system cameras like mirrorless? I think it's good. It's competition is always good. I mean, if they're going to compete, that's always a win for everybody.
Cool. Awesome.
All right. I think that's going to do it for us today. Jason Vong, is there anything else you want to mention before we take off?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
All right, folks. Unfortunately, if you caught us at the very end, we'll try and get some show notes posted soon so you can rewatch the show when you got time for that. But again, thank you for joining us this evening for Monday Live. Monday Live on Jason Vong's channel. So be on the lookout for that next Monday or wherever you are and what time you are watching this from another part of the world. Yeah, that's going to do it. Jason Vong.
Peace.
See you guys later. Bye.